Well, hello there, YouTube. Welcome to Monday, the 13th of January. Man, you missed it. Or we missed it. Everything was nice and white last night, but it was pitch black dark. Wouldn't be worth recording. But sometime over the night, it warmed back up to 35 degrees, and this is the result. All the whiteness is gone. Just little speckles here and there now. Well there, little woman.
Yes, hello, ma'am.
Once we got off that hill, there was no sign anywhere that it snowed.
Lots of wet.
The mountains going down I-5, there was one spot where you can see them. There's that distinct snow line. It's so cold up there, the snow was sticking in the trees.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was really cool looking, but I couldn't get the camera out, and I was in traffic. Yeah. But anyway, it's Monday. I hope it'll be a fun day.
Yeah.
It'll be a wet one. We'll know that.
It is definitely going to be that.
Yeah. All right. Have yourself a wonderful Monday there, little woman.
You too, hubba hubba.
All righty. Love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Bye-bye now. Caught you red-handed up here at the watering hole, didn't I?
You did.
I'm using Mama's little Can-Am cup that you got me.
You have to bring the other one so you can switch them out.
Yeah. Have a little variety in my life, huh?
Yeah.
Not looking very promising weather-wise, is it? Holy moly. Man, that's one good-looking motorcycle. The one at home don't look so clean, does it? You lose the shiny gold in the wheels when they get dirty. But this is what we, how we set this. This is Kurt's side over here. He's been building most of them. But what we do is we line them up, and if there's any signs of leaking from the calipers, like there's a wood plaque that's underneath it on the crate, if you see any drips, then you take a towel or whatever, wipe underneath there if it's wet or you visibly see it's wet. Then you got to pull the calipers off, clean them out, flush them out with not taking anything apart, just clean all the oil off using the BMW brake cleaner, and then you pressure test them. And this is, because we're now out of the seals again, this is Kurt's little tagging. This one passed, but there was out of the crate had a scratch, and I'm not sure what happened, if he broke it or it was broke out of the crate, I don't know, but the end of the clutch lever is missing. See how they got the built-in breakaway, so that it doesn't, two things, it doesn't completely destroy the lever so you can't get home, and it also saves from breaking the master cylinder. So when it breaks it off right there, it goes way short on the bar, so it can damage more important stuff. Replacing a lever is a whole lot better than replacing a whole master cylinder. But this is the collection, and that's Bruce's RT. It's staying here until it turns itself into a 2020, which should be anytime soon. And I don't know if this is one he just put together. I don't see a tag on it, but I'll show you my little small collection. So I just have these two down here. This one, it failed. What's really, both sides are leaking now, but when I first did the pressure test, it was, and I tried doing it again, because it was the reverse side, because the left side, this side, was leaking, and the right side had no leaks. Now the right side is pummeling, and the left side's still leaking. It just needs the seals. But if you ever do any weird little thing like this, like you're locking your brake down, like if you just want to have brakes up front, like you're hauling it, and you use a zip tie, put something underneath between that zip tie and that grip, because underneath this rubber is your heating elements, and that's rubber. You leave a zip tie with any tension on there for long, it's going to cut right into that grip. So don't be a knucklehead. Put something underneath it. We'll just use those tags, and that has enough density to it. As you can see, the zip tie doesn't stab in. And this one is the shocker to me, because the left side on this one, it was so wet. I thought the caliper was bad. It just must be wind blowing around as the thing's being hauled around, you know, because the bottom of the crate is open. It just must have blown it around or something. I don't know. It was all over it. But it cleaned up. Nothing was leaking from the seam of the caliper. So I did the flushing with the BMW brake cleaner and did the pressure test, and it passed. So, and then, you know, after it doesn't, you're supposed to let it set for 48 hours with nothing on it. No sense in even pulling that one off at the moment because it didn't pass the first part. So it got a beautiful ice gray that can go upstairs. I actually, because we didn't, you remember, I think I rode you on it, the ice gray GSA. I took it upstairs because we didn't have any upstairs. That one does need to go through the test. So I'll swap this one out for the one that's upstairs. We have a gray one that passed. I mean a low chassis ice gray that passed. And this is a standard chassis ice gray. So we'll have a nice combination. So if somebody wants an ice gray GSA, we got two of them that pass with flying colors. Once they pass, they never fail again. I'm convinced. I have no inside information or nothing, but here's my theory. Here's how I see this going on, just by what I see when I take these calipers apart. And I think I've showed you that in the videos. Even in BMW's instructions in air, which is after sales information research is what air, that's where all their manuals and stuff are. But anyway, it says when you assemble these, use either caliper grease or brake fluid. Wet the seals down with brake fluid. What it looks like to me is that brake fluid was used when the calipers were assembled, and because the calipers weren't immediately put on a motorcycle, they're probably boxed up here in the US and sent to Germany to be assembled. The calipers are or the brake fluid within the calipers are exposed to air, and what I see is rotted brake fluid is the problem. And once that starts to coagulate or crystallize, and not coagulate, crystallize, it etches the seals as well. So this is my theory, is that Hayes is using brake fluid to assemble these, not caliper grease, and they're exposed to air prior to being mounted on the bike, and the damage is done prior to them installing them. Because it's weird, all this is done at the same time, but yet the Brembo rear brake never leaks. And then however Brembo sends the brakes to BMW, there's not an issue. They're probably using caliper grease. Purely theory. This is just my theory. I've been told by management to get a hold of BMW and tell them what my theory is, but I'm kind of thinking they already know. They've invested. You think they're going to let this go without a deep investigation? They know what's going on. But that's my theory. But I would like to talk to somebody at BMW and let them know what I think and see if they agree. But that's it. So this one needs the seal kits. This one just needs to go back on the floor. And just like mine, when I did it at home, it passed, and it's never dripped another drop. Because I think once it passes, I think what's happened is the brake fluid hasn't crystallized yet in them. And by flushing that out and pressure testing them, it's they're seating in, and that's it. There's my little 2 cents for that story. Oh, let me show you this. This is the white RT Limited, the 2014, that had the front end damage. She's all fancy and new. This is all open. I didn't put any of this side on because I got to take the little quick release oil change thing, which is not used for RTs since 2014. Anyway, I got to take those off, and we're going to put a belt tensioner, not tensioner, a belt dampener to stop the belt from vibrating. It essentially just puts a light touch on there and stops the harmonic humming these big long belts have on them. Now this one's different than the F3. Remember, I did the F3 at the house, and it pretty much sets itself perfectly level, you know, in relation to the belt. This, on the RTs, there is a bit of play. And you can get them off. If you get them off, they'll run sideways. That's why some people are selling this kit with putting a different wheel on there. Because if these aren't level, these wear a little quicker. But let me promise you, the aftermarket ones wear horribly bad. I've replaced a couple already. Yeah, if they're not level, the same rules apply. This arm with tension needs to be level with the belt. The belt needs to be running absolutely horizontal with that arm. And when you roll the wheel, get the back wheel in the air, roll the wheel forward, and there's a little bit of play in here. Make sure that when it's rolling forward, at that point, it's not cocking. It needs to be level. Even when it's rolling, it can't cock. That needs to roll square on the top of that belt. So I'm going to do that next. One last thing I wanted to show you. This is the 18 and 19 cloth or carpet insert, whatever you want to call it. Remember I was showing you it has the little slit on this side because the 18 and 19s have the USB port and stuff coming through. It routes down the radios in the cluster now, where these the radios in the back. The older ones, the ones with the LED displays. Anyway, that terminal comes out, go through a slit, and it's inside that pocket. Well, I noticed before I put this thing in, this pocket has the slit in it. Well, guess what you can do with that? You can route, see, there's the slit right there. You can route the battery tender lead out of there. That's a genuine Optimate version right there, baby. Go with the best. Don't be messing with these cheap aftermarket things. Alrighty. So, obviously something's changed. It's more like the F3 now, where it rides. But look how it butts up against the ridge of that thing. You all but can't go wrong with this thing. I mean, I checked it and everything, but it's like the F3, it just lined right up. I wish I could see an old one right quick so I could see what the old one looked like. It seemed like the other one went under this plate, not having the slit in there, and that seems way more robust. So, yeah, BRP, I think, changed something. But that thing just like no problem. First try, she's dead. She's absolutely perfect. Heck yeah, man. That's cool. I like improvements. Check this out. We're getting out a few minutes early.
That works for me.
On account that it's super quiet in there today.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, got a green. This is the crazy twisty road race road, and it's made out of that really super like lasered smooth concrete. Or asphalt, yeah. If you weren't entering a freeway, that'd be really fun on a motorcycle. Alright, mama, freeway down for about 50 miles or so. Yeah, alrighty. So we hit a Walmart's, if you can make that out through the rained out windows out there. Grab a couple things just in case we get snowed in.
Yep.
But the more you prepare, the more it doesn't happen.
I know, that's the truth.
But we do it anyway. It's like, ain't no reason it ain't gonna snow.
As soon as you don't do it, that's when
you'll get locked in.
Yep.
All right, mama, let's take that last part of the journey home.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, I'll catch you when we get there. You drive kids safe now, right?
Okay, you too.
All righty.
Bye.
Well, hello there, YouTube. It was snowing coming up the highway.
It was sprinkling
Still
lightly.
34 degrees. That's not really cold enough.
No.
But yeah, it was sprinkling down. It was nice. Then we're coming down the dirt road and it stopped. It's not doing anything. So we'll just have to see. Tomorrow is supposed to be the day. Instead of 4 days out of this week, it looks like Tuesday is going to be the one day. And it's
Wednesday and Thursday is just snow rain mix.
Yeah. Today was a snow rain mix, and when it's like that, you just lower elevations like around work and stuff, just not gonna snow. You know, when it's that, it's usually about 700 feet or so before you start to see anything. But you never know.
Yeah.
The worst storms we ever had, nobody ever predicted.
Yeah. Those are always the doozers.
The ones that sneak up on you are the ones that feet deep.
Yeah.
Slight chance of snow. Foot and a half later, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was Kurt left early. He low on stuff to do, or not enough that he wanted to hang around for, because he's off the next 2 days. So I don't know if he wanted to start his weekend early or what. But so it was. I mean, I don't think he lasted an hour, maybe a little bit more. So it was quiet. It'll be that way for the next 2 days. I like it when it's quiet down there. I don't know. I just get
done.
more done. Sort things out in your head. You know, there's no distractions. It's just you and whatever you're working on. Speaking of which, I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got them BRP tests, the ATV and side by side, and I think it's the Ski-Doos. Got the 2020 update, and then what is it? In April, I have the master exam for Spyders. That thing freaks me out. So anyway, on that, I think we're gonna roll out.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up, and you guys have an amazing Tuesday or Wednesday.
Thank you. Hope you heard us okay. I just realized I had the fan on, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 bars instead of 1 bar.
It was blowing some nice warm air. Now we're going to get out and freeze to death.
Yeah. That's the bad thing about that long drive home, was getting out.
Yeah.
But I had a little bit of a thing with Walmarts and gas.
Yeah.
I'll let you know it's cold out there. Be prepared.
Yes. Bundle up before you open the door.
Yeah. All right. See you in the morning. Thanks for watching now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.